I was in shackles. I walked in and I told the cops, I'm like, hey, don't put me in there with her. She had called me one day and told me she was sleeping with the guy I had been with for 9 years.
What do you think are the most important rules for surviving in a woman's prison?
Go get a girlfriend so she can protect you.
Tonya Higdon never imagined trauma from her childhood would lead to addiction, prison time, and a relationship behind bars, but that's exactly what happened. Tonya, welcome to Locked In. Thanks so much for coming on the show today.
Yes, thank you for inviting us.
Yeah, this is your first ever podcast,
yes.
Right? And you and Angela came together, and I'm interviewing her after you.
Yes.
From Florida?
Yes.
That's exciting.
Yes.
I left the warm weather to come to the cold.
Yes. I'm totally a Florida girl and love my flip-flops.
Well, no flip-flops out today. You can wear those today.
Wear boots.
And you guys are spending a couple days in the city?
Yes.
That's great.
After we leave here, yes.
That's great. And thanks for supporting us on Facebook. We've been Facebook friends for a while now. You got to tell everyone about that shirt you just posted.
Oh,
that was hilarious.
Yes. So I got a shirt from Spencer's. It says, "Tell your dad I said hi." And I posted it with just a little funny saying, and it's got like 514,000 views right now.
Yeah, I saw it the other day. It was hilarious.
Yeah. I posted another one this morning that's got a lot too.
Do you have inquiries or like people sliding?
I don't really date. Like I've been dating the same guy for like a year. And I just never get out. I don't go out much. So, I get a lot of messages, but I never answer them. Mm-hmm. Unless most of the time they live far away. So
there's nothing wrong with being a homebody.
Yes.
I'm a big homebody now. We've been cooking at home a lot and just, taking it easy, not going out as much and stuff. And it's nice.
Well, it's easy when you got a girlfriend.
That is true. But Matt doesn't have a girlfriend. He's
but he has y'all.
Yeah, we're like the three amigos.
Yeah,
because we all live together. It's really fun, like you're doing life with your best friends and stuff.
How long have you known him?
I've known Matt, so that like the plot behind Matty Ice is that when I owned the club years ago, he got kicked out of it one night, and I had to let him back in twice. He got kicked out twice at the same night, so I got him back in, and we've been friends ever since. I was in like 2014, end of 2014, and then I called him randomly when I was in prison, and then we lived together during COVID for like a year, and then we lived together now since last year. But he really like stepped up to the plate when I went away from Mr. Beast to run all my social media.
Yes.
So now we just work together, and he's got his own office with Letitia upstairs at the studio, and here we are. So he handles like guest hospitality and helps book and runs the social media.
Well, that's nice to have someone run it because mine takes all my time.
It is. People don't realize it's a full-time job.
Yeah,
it's a grind. And I'm still doing like a lot of posts myself too, like interacting with comments and everything.
On a day-to-day basis. People don't realize how much work you have to put into it. People think that they can just get on there and post something and that it's just going to get all these views. When you have to actually like to hit an algorithm, you have to like stuff, comment on other people's stuff, or post more, make like share whatever you feel you want to share. People should start sharing more. It's 2025.
What's the whole star thing? I always see you guys sending stars.
So that's so Facebook just offers you stars where people can send you stars to make money. And it's just a way to hit a different algorithm or
I think I made $6.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, $6.
I think mine popped up to like $100. That's
exciting.
I mean, my Facebook pays my car payment. So, I mean, if I just keep sharing eventually one day, and I like sell myself. So like not, like
not your body.
Yeah, not my body. Like everyone's like, oh, you need to open up OF page. And I'm like, oh, no, I don't. I don't want to be that girl, but I did buy a boat and I really want to fish on social media. So I think that's going to be my goal.
I think that's a great plan.
Eventually. But yeah, I mean, we just promote each other. I've influenced a lot of people in my town for social media. So I like to see them opening up, like people that have been through recovery, open up and sharing because a lot of our people are watching us. They used to use, so it's nice. I get a lot of messages, like people thanking me, So it's kind of heartfelt.
That's the power of sharing your story. That's why it's so important. Yeah. Where'd you grow up?
St. Augustine, Florida.
What was that like?
Great. My parents have been together 50 years. Oh, here we go. You ready? I was
Hey, we
wondering.
got tissues on deck.
My parents have been together 50 years, own their own business. I guess at about 17, I got with my boy's father. I only have 2 baby daddies anyway. But and then I just started partying. I had a friend of mine at 15. No, I was 16. He killed himself. It was one of my brother's friends. And I think that really took me down a rabbit hole into drugs. And
What do your parents do for work?
construction, concrete work. So my dad does like structural form work, concrete work.
Did you guys grow up with money?
No, we grew up comfortable. We hunted, my dad spent all his money on guns and deer stuff or hunting stuff, fishing stuff. So I grew up in the country. We live totally off the grid. We do not have power. We have solar panels. We have a watering system. We just now got a watering pump. It's definitely a different way of life, but I just started building a house. It's getting there. I need to do spray insulation, but yeah, I just live off the grid. And
So you grew up with no plumbing?
no, I grew up in a regular house,
Oh, okay.
but about 25 years ago, my parents bought 25 acres in St. Augustine for like $100,000. And now, like, the World Golf Village has came up around us. So it's prime real estate now. And we're 2 miles down a dirt road. We have to go through a hunting club to get to our property.
Did you enjoy hunting?
Yes.
Yeah, even as a child?
Yeah.
What was
I
your
still do.
favorite thing to hunt?
Deer.
That's probably a good experience, or a good bonding experience with your dad.
Yeah.
Were you closer to your dad than your mom?
No, probably my mom. My dad was kind of tough.
What do you mean by tough?
He used to spank our butts.
Did you act out a lot?
I have 2 older brothers, so it was very, it was more them than me. I remember one time my dad was jumping on my brother, and I went and grabbed the phone and called 911, and my dad come out on the porch, and he was like, "Did you just call the cops?" And I was like, "No, sir, no, sir." My brother runs out the woods. He's like, "I did." And he runs back in the woods away from my dad. It was just, kids, nowadays, like, it's good. Like, my brother grew up good. Like, we grew up in a very stable home. So for me to veer off like I did, so it's kind of like, the kids nowadays, they're all, stuck on their phones and stuff. So we didn't really have that back then. So we kind of reverted into drinking and drugs at an early age. And I don't know where I was going with that, but
What do you think was your favorite childhood memory?
hunting with my dad. Yeah, riding on the dog box, listening to country music, oysters, fire pit.
What do you think was your worst childhood memory before addiction and the accident?
When my friend shot himself when I was younger.
You guys were close.
Well, it was my brother's best friend, so yeah. It was very devastating to me.
How would you have described yourself?
I'm very bubbly. I'm a Leo, so I don't know, I'm open. I'm a very emotional person. Like, I feel like if someone's in a room with me, and they're crying or something, I will literally start crying.
My girlfriend was watching TikToks yesterday, or I didn't even know she was. I walked into the room and she's crying, like in tears.
I seen that post.
And I'm like, "What's wrong?" And she's like, "TikTok."
Yes, I do.
But that's good. That means you have emotion and you feel that, and that's a good quality to have.
Yeah.
Were you taking school seriously? High school, middle school?
I dropped out my senior year.
That was after the accident?
Yeah.
Before that, did you take it seriously?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I never failed. I never learned my times tables, but, math was hard for me.
What were you thinking career-wise for your future?
A vet. I like animals. I have a horse. I like anything animal.
That's nice. There's nothing wrong with being a vet.
No.
So the accident happens, and that's when life spirals?
Yeah.
So tell us about the aftermath.
So my boy's dad got into a car accident. God, this is going to be emotional for me. My kids were probably 3 and 1. He got into a really bad car accident drinking and driving and broke both of his femurs and crushed his pelvic area. He was in a wheelchair for like 6 months. At that point in time, he had started leaving me for the stripper. I'm sure you've seen all the posts. I give him a hard time. Me and him are very, very close now. He's gotten his life situated, and I guess I was a big part of it. I'm lost.
So after the aftermath of the accident.
Yes. So then I just started partying, like not going home, and I started using drugs. I probably started with pain pills with him. And then it went to methadone, and then it went to street drugs. After me and him just didn't make it. I mean, we were probably together like 8 years. Yeah.
So you had kids very young.
Yeah, my first one at 19.
Okay. And the accident was...
I think I just turned 20. Yeah.
How old were you when the accident happened?
Probably 22, 23.
Oh, so you dropped out before the accident then?
Yeah. Well, I should have graduated when I was 17.
Why did you decide to drop out?
I just started skipping school, and it was very emotional for me after Tommy killed himself. Mental health medication, anxiety medicine, it was hard on me. I think that was really what took me down the rabbit hole. And then I smoked crack for probably 15 years. And then I just never came home. I didn't see my kids for probably 3 years straight at one point. I remember my mom coming to the hotel and bringing me a picture book of my kids. And, I think that a lot of people, when they're using, they don't want to go home because they feel the resentment, like at home. But they don't realize that there's so much more to life than being out there. And you don't ever have to feel like you can't go home, or it's just too much of a weight on you when you're out there. So I went to prison for 3 years, and it saved my life. I only went to prison for habitual driving. They tried to give me a year of DOC-funded rehab, and I ran for 3 months. And I got caught in Chicago. My boyfriend at the time was a truck driver. So I was like, I got a warrant for my arrest. I'm not going to go. I'm going to run, and then they'll just give me a year in the county because it was habitual driving. And when I got arrested in Chicago, thank God I was in Chicago because I was really bad off on pills. In Chicago, they have methadone clinics and Suboxone clinics inside their jail. So instead of getting on any of that, I was like, just give me, anxiety medicine, help me sleep, or mental health medication. And then 3 weeks later, they extradited me back to Florida. And then I got into a fight on my way to court in shackles. And I told the county jail, I said, don't put me in the cell with her. We had prior problems from before. And they put me in the cell with her, and I put my hands on her. So when I go to look at my paperwork, my son just went to the military, to the new Space Force. They had charged me with battery in a detention facility twice and sent me to prison. So it wasn't only the driving on habitual driver charge. It was the 2 batteries in a detention facility. And I got 3 years all run concurrent.
So in between high school and the time of your baby daddy's accident, did you do drugs at all, or was that kind of just like in limbo?
So me and him started doing pain pills. I had a one-sided epidural with my first son. And they put me on pain pills because I had a really bad sciatic nerve problem. So then it just went from, just a couple a day to him, all of us using. I mean, we did cocaine and stuff when we were younger. So it was, that was just moving on to another drug. But yeah, we started using pills. We had a probably $20 or 20 pill a day habit until we went to the methadone clinic, and then it just, you miss the methadone clinic one day and you need something to keep you awake, so you run to another drug. That's normally how it happens for any addict.
And what drug did you run to?
Crack cocaine.
And were you working at the time in those years?
No.
What were you doing for money?
My dad has his own business, and Jeremy worked for my dad. I guess I never really worked until now, until I came home from prison. And I mean, I'd worked a couple places like Outback Steakhouse waiting tables, or actually the restaurant that just closed down, Hurricane Patty's. I worked there when I was like 21. So,
do you remember how you felt during that time period? I mean, you probably have friends that are going to college, and you're in the middle of drug addiction, and
I guess I veered away from those friends. Now I have a friend, Sam. She was my best friend growing up, and now we just became friends again. You don't want to see those people, or you're not in the same crowd as those people. Not like now you have social media where you can see everybody. Back then you didn't. So now that, social media is such a big thing, and you can actually connect with all your family members, or, the people that you used to know.
Where were your children when they were first born? Did you care for them?
Yes. So I had them till my parents got custody of my kids. Thank God. Both of my boys went with my parents, and then when I had my daughter, she was a product of the dope man. She doesn't really know her dad. She's met him probably like 3 times. He's still in and out of prison, but she's totally my best friend. My parents had all 3 of my kids, so I was very lucky.
Have you ever noticed that the people you're closest to are somehow the hardest to shop for? Like, I can buy a gift for a coworker in 2 minutes, but when it comes to my mom, Letitia, or my family, suddenly nothing feels personal enough. And that's exactly why Aura frames are the ultimate cheat code for holiday gifting. They make it look like you plan this thoughtful, meaningful present weeks in advance, even if you ordered it yesterday. I gave my mom an Aura frame last year, and it was hands down the best reaction I've ever gotten from a gift. She plugged it in and immediately started scrolling through old family photos I preloaded before it shipped, and the smile she had made the entire thing worth it. In fact, when I was over for Thanksgiving a couple weeks ago, she had it right on the counter so all the guests can see that amazing gift. And this year, I already know what photos she'd love. Bella as a puppy, our first photo in the new studio, and a couple baby pictures she somehow still hasn't forgiven me for posting. Here's what makes it the easiest holiday win: unlimited free photos and video. Just download the Aura app and connect it to Wi-Fi. Preload the frame before it ships so it arrives already filled with memories that hit right in the heart. You can't wrap togetherness, but you can frame it. For a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver Matte frames, named #1 by Wirecutter, by using promo code LOCKEDIN at checkout. That's AURA frames.com, promo code LOCKEDIN. This deal is exclusive to listeners, and frames sell out fast, so order yours now to get it in time for the holidays. You can also support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. How does that make you feel now?
Great. I couldn't have taught my kids what my parents taught my kids.
And some people in your situation don't even have those parents that can help them.
No. I think that's why they, don't ever come out of it. Like, they go to prison and then they come out and then they don't have anybody. I was lucky enough to be able to come home, not work for 6 months, and just be with my kids and my family, because I had a mom and dad that never resented me.
So now you're 22. He gets into the accident and gets paralyzed.
Well, he didn't get paralyzed.
He was just in a wheelchair.
Yeah, because he broke both of his femurs. And then he got better, and I just went off to start doing drugs. I was dating a guy at the time that sold cocaine. I went to sell some cocaine at a hotel, and that's where I met my daughter's dad. And that was the first time I had smoked crack. And then my life I just veered, like stayed away from everyone. It was bad. I been through it.
How much time passes in between his accident and the driving arrest?
Oh, I probably have 15 driving without a license charges.
Why didn't you have a license to begin with?
Child support.
They suspend the license for child?
They used to. Now they can't.
So you're behind on child support at that time?
Yeah. Well, they were just trying to make me pay child support. So child support, that's another thing. So my boy's dad has to pay child support, but I've never paid a child support payment. And I think that's where people really don't realize if you've never paid a child support payment, they'll never come after you unless maybe the other parent presses for it or the guardian of the kids. I've gotten all my stimulus checks that most people don't get but half of them. Now they can't suspend your license for child support, but I don't even really think I owe child support.
So when was the first time you get your license suspended?
Oh, probably 24, 25.
And at that point, you're already 2 or 3 years into your crack addiction.
Yeah. It wasn't just crack. It started with cocaine, pills, and then crack.
So walk us through like a typical day during that time period for you. What was that like for you?
So you wake up and you're pill sick. So you do a pill and then you get down and you need an upper. So you just go out and get high. I mean, I guess, sleeping with men for money. It was mainly, dope boys for me. I never really was too far out. I mean, I was far out there, don't get me wrong. But, it never got that bad. Like, you could always find someone. I was with a guy for 9 years. So we pretty much made it work. It was like, I almost feel like I have a bad memory. So I'm kind of happy. I see people and they're like, hey, do you remember this day? And I'm like, no, I don't remember that. And I don't want to remember that. And I really don't remember it. I feel like your mind blocks it out when you've been through such tragedy in your life. Like my friend that killed himself, he shot himself and I was in the living room and I never heard anything. So when I was rolling up a joint in the living room and he was supposed to be going in the bedroom and getting some papers. And I hear like a clunk. So I get done and I figured him and his girlfriend had been splitting up. So I figured he was just going in there to pack his stuff because I had been at the house with his girlfriend and their 4 kids. So he went inside to pack all, just figured he was pulling stuff out of the closet or something. And when I got done breaking up the weed, I went to the door and I knocked on it and I was like, Tommy, are you dressed decent? Can I come in? I remember that saying. That's exactly what I said to the door when I knocked on it. And he didn't answer me. So I open up the door, go in there, and I'm like, I know he didn't just walk by me. And I go into the bathroom and the closet was at the end and he was on the floor in the closet. So back then we didn't have phones. Well, I didn't. So I had to run to his brother's house, which lived next door. And then she came over. She didn't have a phone either. So she came over to the house and I went to my friend's house the next block over and called the law. And they questioned me for hours and hours and hours. But I remember when he first got there, he walked up the steps and he had put a piece of paper in his pocket. Like he was sitting out in his truck writing something down. So whenever I thought about it a little while, hours later. I was like, check his pocket. I think he wrote a suicide note. And he did. He had wrote a suicide note. I never got to see what it said, but.
What do you think was the worst thing you ever did for drugs?
Sleep with men. That was probably my, I don't think there's really a girl out there that does drugs like that and doesn't. And if they do say that, then they're really rich. And yeah, probably sleep with men.
And these men are just drug dealers.
Yeah.
And they were easy to find.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've lived in that town my whole life. So I either grew up with them or met them one time. And
are these men addicted to drugs themselves too? Or
most of the time, they're closet. They get high like behind closed doors.
So tell us about this arrest now that you end up going on the run for.
So I had a warrant for my arrest. I go to Chicago. I had to leave town because I had a warrant. I had to use my friends. We had to get on a bus. And I was so worried. The cops came to my friend's house looking for me, and I hid in a cabinet, and she locked the door. And she was like, that's my brother's room. I can't get in there. She let the cops walk all through her house. So the next morning, I got up, and she gave me her driver's license. And we went and got on a bus and went, I forget where we picked up the semi truck from. But we were on the road for like a month and a half, 2 months. I got another story to tell you too. And then a month and a half, 2 months. And then we got pulled over one day, and I just gave him my whole name. He was like, why didn't you give them the other girl's name? And I was like, I'm ready to go. Like, you get tired of running. Like, it gets exhausting. And they extradited me back to Florida. And then I went to prison for 3 years. I will tell you one thing I did. During my addiction, I had some friends whose son had a warrant for his arrest. So my family has a house in Bryson City, North Carolina. We're the Indians. It's like the, Reservation, yes. So their stuff is so different up there. You have to see like a magistrate. Like they kept us in the middle of the mountain, like down below in the mountain in the basement. When they came to find my friend's kid, they caught us with money under the bed, like printed money. But we had only printed one side of the dollar bills with 100. And so they really couldn't. I stayed in the middle of a mountain for like 6 months. I cut my wrist in there. They didn't have no mental health. That's been a really big battle for me is mental health. I don't take medicine for it anymore. I try to cope with the way I feel through my social media, and sharing my story. And, medication helps. I take Suboxone. So I've taken Suboxone since I came home from prison because I knew that if I didn't have something, I was just afraid. Like it's more of if it gets too far and you just do a little bit, then it's just, you could be way out there and not even know it. By the time you know it, you're really strung out again. So I take Suboxone. That's been a big part of my social media too, is share. And I get so many comments that you shouldn't take Suboxone, but it's helped me. I've lived perfectly fine. I have great jobs. It's kind of like I don't know the person I am today, like from my past and the person I was before. I feel like I'm just a totally different person. Like I don't know.
Why did you decide to go on the run to begin with? Because I don't think driving with a suspended license would have led to prison, right?
Yes. So, I went to court for the habitual driving. When I got the habitual driving charge, I had a possession on me. They gave me, they sentenced me to a year of DOC funded rehab. But I had to, turn myself in right after Christmas. So I didn't know that when you go in for DOC funded rehab, you have to wait for them to come get you. So I was like, I'm going to wait 6 or 8 months for them to come get me. You know, that's a long time. It's just a driving charge. I'll run and they'll give me a year. And that was totally not the case.
So you have to wait in the jail or the prison until they come get you for rehab?
Yes.
But it could be up to 8 months, so it could be the next day.
Yeah. No, normally it's not the next day.
Okay.
They have so many people, you know, there's only so many beds or rehab facilities, and they're all state funded. So you literally, so I would have probably did a year in the DOC funded rehab and in anywhere from like 3 to 8 months waiting for them to come get me.
And now in your mind, an escape was just going to, or going on the run was just a year max?
Yeah.
Where did you get that from?
Well, I mean, it's just a driving charge.
Oh, but the actual
I
running
didn't think
charge.
they would give you 3 years.
For running, yeah, they would.
The judge looks at the state and they're like, hey, how long did she run for? And they're like 3 months. And I'm like, judge says, oh, give her 3 years.
Now, when you decided to run, did you still have a relationship with your parents and your kids, or are you totally gone at that point?
Oh, yeah.
Mentally?
I would talk to my mom. I never really lost. There was a 3-year period that I did lose complete. I didn't talk to my parents at all for 3 years. It was like right in the very beginning.
And when you go on the run, how bad is your addiction? Is it still full blown?
Yeah, it's not like we would get high on the road. I mean, we would, we were taking Suboxone then or methadone, any kind of, pain medicine that we could get our hands on. But it wasn't that bad. Like we would come back home in the semi and use, and then we would leave and live a normal life for the weekend. And, there was a couple times I came back in and, had my kids move in with me. And then it was just, kind of in and out throughout the years.
So you go on the run, you get caught, sentenced to 3 years in prison. That's in Florida prison?
Yes.
And where do they send you? It's a low, a medium, or max?
Low. I went to the reception center and I had a lump on my boob, on my breast. So they kept me there to send me to the women's cancer place. So I only had 3 years. I wanted to go into the horse program, but because of the lump on my breast, they kept me there in medical. Like I was with the normal people, but I wasn't able to get my GED or like, I don't understand. Why would you, how could I go to prison for 3 years and not be able to get my GED? Like there's no help at the reception center at Lowell Reception Center for people to get any kind of schooling. Like, and you keep people there for their whole bids sometimes.
What's the horse program?
So it's where they take like retired race horses and then you just go take care of them.
So it's like a dog program kind of?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they have it at Lowell. So that's what I really wanted to do. And then I got a girlfriend.
In prison?
Yes.
So before that, tell us about the fight you got into with that other woman.
Yes. So I was in shackles. I walked in and I told the cops, I'm like, hey, don't put me in there with her. She had called me one day and told me she was sleeping with the guy I had been with for 9 years. So I was like, all right, well, I'll find you one day. And she was coming into jail when I was going out. And I spit on her and I tried to wrap the chains around her throat. And they allowed her to press charges on me.
Did she fight back at all?
No.
How bad did you mess her up?
She tries to send me a friend request on Facebook. I'm like.
How bad did you mess her up?
Not bad.
Okay.
I was in shackles.
Did they end up charging you?
Yeah, twice.
And that got added to your sentence, or?
Yeah. They ran it consecutive or concurrent.
Okay, so you didn't get additional time.
No.
Okay. So that happens. Now you're in prison. They send you to Lowell.
Yeah.
Tell us about the girlfriend you get. Is that like right away?
Pretty much. Yep. Her name was Nisha. She was a black girl. But she helped me through my whole sentence. Like, she had been in prison for like, I think her sentence was 15 years. I mean, but I was new. I never really, I'd been with girls before, but not like have a personal relationship with one. In there, it's totally different because that's normal. Like, if someone's been in there for longer than 3 years and they're like young or you know what I'm saying? Most of them are going to get a girlfriend if they have a long time. She just helped me through so much. Like, but she was like a thief. Like, you know how people be like, one time, like, people's clothes would go missing off the end of their bed, and then, like, people would find the clothes and Nisha's stuff, and I'm like, oh my God, like, you know, so it was really, that kind of stuff was really, I was stunned, because I had money in prison, you know. She didn't have a lot of money. So, you know, she probably got with me for the money, but I didn't care because it helped my time go by.
What would they do to her if they caught her stealing?
Nothing.
So it's just laid back.
Yeah, girls, it's not like probably men's prison, especially not at the reception center. I mean, people would probably fight sometimes. I mean, she's fought a couple times, but.
Now, what does it mean to have a, or actually before that, how did you have money in prison?
My mom.
She took care of you?
Yeah. Yeah.
And what does it mean to have a prison girlfriend? Like, what's that relationship like?
I mean, it's really just like having a best friend. I mean, I don't know. It really, I didn't know. I just went along with it, and it, you know, had someone there with me all the time. We got to talk. Sex was great.
So it's more than just friendship. It's intimate.
It was, yeah. I mean, I learned a lot because I didn't know like how girls really had sex, because I had never really like been with just a woman. So yeah.
Now, were you interested in women before you ever met her?
Not, and I'm not now.
So what do you think it was like when you got to prison that happens? Is it in your mind like, I have to do this because it's prison, or?
No, I just went in there and she just was cute, and she had already been in prison, so she was probably on the lookout for someone, you know what I'm saying? And then I just got pulled into the loop.
How many fights do you see in there over someone else's girlfriend? Is there a lot of like cat fights over it?
Not really where I was. Not really.
Is there a lot of jealousy?
Yeah, I guess. Not really. I mean, there was a lot of like dressing up, or who had to have the most, what do they call it where you sew your clothes? The most, like fitted clothes. They would get sewing needles and make their clothes look the best, or press them under their bed, and who does the best hair.
No,
you know, it was like a show every day.
How do guards feel about the girlfriend situations? Do they allow it to happen? Like, are you guys
Yeah, they'll
cuddling
move you
on
into the same
bunks?
dorm.
Really?
Yeah.
And you guys are allowed to stay in the same bed?
No.
So
No, but you'll be in the same dorm.
Okay. But
every time we got separated, me and Nisha, we would come right back and end up in the same dorm.
And would you say pretty much everyone has a girlfriend?
No, not really everyone, but if they didn't at that point, they were most of the time going to find one, or trying to find one.
Would there be people that had husbands at home or boyfriends having a prison girlfriend?
Probably. Not that I know of.
Okay. Now, Lowell is known for, didn't they have like a lawsuit with the male prison guards?
Yes.
Like raping some of the inmates?
Yeah.
Did you see any of that?
No.
Was that after your time or before? Or?
Maybe before, but I never really seen any of that. I do have a friend that's been messaging me, asking me like if I remember a situation that happened, and I don't. I mean, or if it happened and I wasn't paying attention.
When I got out of prison, one of the first things I did was adopt my dog Boone from the Dawes Animal Welfare Society. And honestly, that moment changed my life. He was my reminder that second chances are real. Then, just over a month ago, I brought home Bella, our new studio pup, also from Dawes, and she's been nothing but love, energy, and personality ever since. Dawes gave both of them a chance, and right now they're giving all of us a chance to help more animals just like them. From now until December 15th, a foundation is matching every single donation, dollar for dollar, up to $15,000. That means whatever you give instantly doubles. Twice the food, twice the medical care, twice the second chances. And it gets even better. If you sign up to be a monthly donor, That same foundation will give Dawes an extra $100 for every new monthly supporter, up to $5,000 total. That means your $20 a month could unlock another $100 gift for the shelter. So if you've ever thought about giving back, this is the moment. This is your opportunity. Whether it's a one-time donation or a small monthly commitment, you're helping save lives. You're helping the next Bella or Boone find their home. Go to dawes.org or hit the link in the description of this episode to donate. Let's give these animals the second chances they deserve, because sometimes saving them ends up saving us too. So do you spend the whole 3 years at Lowell, or do you get moved to somewhere else? Is that common to spend that much time there?
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be, because they should at least, by the time I was done seeing the cancer doctor and everything, I was already in for a year and a half, so they never moved me, because at that time I had already gotten in trouble for fighting my girlfriend. That was a big thing.
Well, tell us that story.
One day I was on a tablet and I'm on the top bunk, and she comes over and says something to me, snatches the tablet from me and throws it at me and hits me in the face. And I jumped off the bunk and I ran down the little alleyway and grabbed her by her hair and drug her back into the corner. And I'm tried to beat her up, and I'm leave me alone. Don't put your hands on me. And I think a lot of people in there are so broken that you do find a lot of that, women fighting their girlfriends. Probably that's where the jealousy comes in, like you asked. Yeah.
So what do the staff do when they find out you did this to her?
They sent me to medical, and I just told them I fell and hit my head on the bunk.
So she never reported?
No. No, we knew we didn't want to get separated.
Did you guys stay together your whole sentence?
Most of it, yeah.
Or did anyone cheat on one another?
No.
Or you guys stayed loyal?
Yeah.
Who had the longer sentence?
She did. She did 15 years.
Do you still talk to her to this day?
Yeah, she just got out. She's in a halfway house in Orlando. She calls and asks me for money, and I'm I'm not sending you any more money. I go out and work. You get that a lot too, even being on social media, just random people asking you for money. I'm doing this to pay my bills. It's not like I ask men to take care of me on there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it would be nice if someone paid for my toes to get done every once in a while, but they don't, and I don't ask for it.
Now, we hear a lot of the time on the podcast about how men would hustle women in prison, on the phones, and have different girlfriends. Do women do that with men?
Oh, yeah. They have sugar daddies, or they're on, some kind of internet. They have the people in the free world get them on these little apps, and people would write them. I had a guy write me one time. My mom put me on there.
Just randomly?
Yeah, but he was very sick. He had wrote me a letter wanting to know if, a mother-daughter thing, an incest thing. It was sickening.
Wait, what do you mean a mother-daughter?
Wanting to see me with my daughter.
That's weird.
That's disgusting. Yeah.
I
never. They're sick.
So, from your experience, when I'm sure women talk about it, and are they creeped out by these men that message them, or are they just playing games?
They play games.
Do they ever develop feelings, or is it just not possible?
I'm sure some of them do. Over time, probably just depending on how much time they have. If if the guy's weird or not, that probably has a lot to do with it, or how much money he sends.
Will girls talk about it oh, I just got this guy for X amount?
Oh, yeah.
Well, what do you think was one of the most outrageous ones that you've seen?
I really didn't see much. They kind of keep that stuff to themselves, or you'll hear them talking to their other friends. I was more I kind of wasn't a groupie. I just kind of went in there and got under my girlfriend's wing. You know what I'm saying? So that I kind of had someone all the time, so I didn't have to have a bunch of friends.
What do you think are the most important rules for surviving in a woman's prison?
Go get a girlfriend so she can protect you.
How do you know who's the protector?
I mean, not that protect, but show you the way.
How do you know who's the protector and who's not?
I don't know. I guess you'd have to, eventually, I don't know.
Did you ever find yourself having to protect her?
No, I mean, I stuck up for her a couple times, like when she'd steal, and then like behind closed doors, I'd be like, "Why are you doing this shit?
And
Why?"
she
And
did
her
have
problem was she's been in prison for so long that that's how she survives, or that's how she survived, before I went in there and had money.
Why was she in prison? What was her story?
She had, I think, like hit a cop, like battery on a Leo.
Does that scare you at all?
No, I don't think much scares me. I'm very mentally unstable.
Was there any woman's story that really stuck out to you that you were in prison with?
Not really. My own.
No, what about female chomos, like child molesters? Are they in the same prison as well?
I mean, yeah, they probably were, but I didn't really know them, or most of those people have been in there a long time, so we didn't really get to. Or if they came onto compound, they left right away. I'm at the reception center, so we constantly have people coming and going.
Yeah, it's like transit.
Yeah.
What was it? What would a typical day like be for you?
Wake up in the morning, shower, baby powder on your neck.
Wait, why?
Because that's what they do. It's so weird. I guess to show they've showered.
Wait, what? How does baby powder show that?
I don't know.
So
So they put this baby powder all over their neck. And I don't know. I guess just to show that they've showered. I don't know.
So all the women there are just walking around
With powder on their neck.
Is it to feel like they're putting makeup on?
No, I don't really know why they did it. I've never seen anyone do it, and I don't see any of them. So I'm friends with a lot of them on social media, and like they'll show pictures and they don't have powder on their neck. So it's got to be some kind of prison thing. I don't know.
I've never heard of this before.
You haven't?
No, you've never even bothered to ask any of them when you were there? Like, hey, why do we put baby powder?
No, I just started putting powder on my neck.
Okay. Your girlfriend didn't explain it to you at all?
No, I don't know.
Okay, so you put the baby powder on your neck. You're walking
Yeah.
around with it all day.
Yeah.
What else is a part of the routine?
Go to your job. So I was a cook in the kitchen. And like I love cooking anyway, so it really came, and I learned a lot, like cooking in bulk. I stole some turkey out of the kitchen one time and went to lock for it. I passed it through the dish drain, and it was like a whole stack of turkey like this. And I went to lockdown for like probably 15, 20 days. And then they put me in outside or inside grounds where I had to weed eat.
Wait, so did they
Mow
lock
grass.
you up that much for some turkey?
Yeah.
But when you steal, isn't it common to steal as a cook?
Yeah.
But that was the only time you got caught for it?
Yeah.
What would be other items that you would steal?
Salad. Or, yeah, probably salad and turkey. That was or seasonings. Or like cheese, anything for a salad. Oh, mashed potatoes.
Well, you guys had that regularly?
Yeah.
Was it
like
the
powdered
instant-
mashed potatoes?
Yeah. And would you sell the items you stole, or is this specifically for you guys?
Well,
For you?
sometimes, yeah, like the mashed potatoes and stuff. Sometimes the turkey, or just go in the sell and share.
And would you make prison dishes from commissary at all?
Oh yeah,
What was your favorite?
a soup sandwich.
What's a soup sandwich?
So you don't, you take the ramen. So instead of like breaking it all up, you leave it whole. Like you just pull it out the bag and put it in water, and then let it get soft, and then you open it up because it's like two noodles together, and then you open it up and put all your stuff that you want to put, tuna or chili or pickles, anything in it, and you close it back up and you eat it like a sandwich.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I got to try that out
Very
with our
good.
cooking
Yes.
stuff. I've actually seen people, they do it in the bag where like the bag's half open. They put the hot water in the bag and then they keep it open and they stuff the stuff in there.
Yeah.
I've always liked my noodles drained, not with the water. I know some people make it traditionally and they have the water in it like a soup. but I like it just the noodles.
Yeah, with some mayonnaise on it.
Yeah, it's so good. People think it's gross, but it's so good. You put the mayonnaise and some hot sauce, and
I put mayonnaise on everything now.
mayonnaise is crazy. We made some egg salad this morning, and Matt was like, "That's disgusting." I was like, "It's good." Yeah, we used to steal the hard-boiled eggs out of the chow hall in prison and mash it up and do that for days.
That stuff too.
Yeah, we would do that all the time. So the kitchen, did you enjoy that job?
I loved it. Like chicken day was my favorite day. We would steal chicken too. It was just fun. Like everyone would like to come to the chow hall if I was in the kitchen. So that kind of made me feel good. Like, I'm going to go make y'all some good chicken.
Did they have a nickname for you?
No.
About how many people are at this prison?
To be honest, I'm not sure. Maybe like 1,500.
Oh, it's big.
No, maybe 1,000.
It's still
now that you're saying it's big, I feel like it's probably smaller.
Well, compared to like a camp that might have like a couple hundred people.
Yeah. So they probably have like, probably about 1,500 people because 100 or 50 in each side. And there's probably like 6 or 7 dorms on each side.
So you go work in the kitchen. Then what comes after that during the day?
Just go back to the dorm, watch TV, play cards.
What card game did you guys play?
Spades.
Oh, does Angela know how to play?
Oh, yeah.
Wait, we should play. Wait, we should totally rip it. We should teach Matty Ice. Do you guys still know how to play? No, but we need enough people that knew how to play spades. Yeah. We got to rip a game after this. That would be so fun.
Definitely.
So you guys would play spades. What would you guys watch on TV? What do women watch on TV in prison?
Sappy movies. The news. That was a big thing, watching the news. That's about it.
Why the news?
I don't know. I guess they wanted to pay attention to what was happening in the free world.
No, you say sappy movies. What do you think was the all-time movie they'd watch regularly?
Probably like the Hallmark Channel or something. I never really watched much. Like sometimes we would have like movie nights and we'd all go sit in there. But I think for my drug addiction, my memory is gone. Like I remember nothing. Like still to this day, I don't remember barely anything, even if from weeks ago. Or like you're asking me about a movie, I couldn't tell you not one movie that I actually sat down and watched in prison. That's how bad the memory is.
Speaking of addiction, was the addiction over with by the time you went to prison or while you were in prison?
Oh, yeah. No, we didn't have anything at the reception center. And if we did, I never got my hands on it. I never really tried, though. Right at the very end, weed came onto the compound. And we almost got in trouble for smoking some weed, like 2 months before I got out. And I'm like, I got away from it. And I was like, I had already lost all my game time. So I pretty much did 3 years to the door because I had a girlfriend and I lost all my game time.
So do you think that prison saved you in the
sense? Oh, prison saved my life. Oh, yeah, definitely. I came home. I relapsed twice when I came home. So I knew that getting on Suboxone was had to be a number one thing for me.
Now, Angela, who's going to be the next episode that comes out after this, you met her in prison as well. That's how you guys became friends. Yes. I think it's so cool that some people always ask, are you still friends with people from prison? And, the two of you guys are here today. So tell everyone about that meeting and how you guys are still friends.
Yeah. So I got out before her, and then we just seen each other online on social media, and then just friended each other and start talking or supporting each other. That's big. Like a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want her to get my followers, but it's like you have to network in this like this, so you can get more followers, or supporting another person to get followers. It's all, networking. Like I probably have like 6, 7 people that I was in prison with that are all sharing their life on social media now. And it's nice to see people actually come out and try to share their story or their daily life of what they do.
So did she stay in touch with you, or did you reach back out to her?
Both of us stayed in touch.
How long were you out for by the time she reached out?
I've been out about 5 years. I think she's only been out maybe 2, 3, maybe.
Okay.
2 years.
And would she get in touch with you through Facebook or?
Yeah.
Yeah, when a lot of guys that you would see leave prison, at least in federal prison, we all have like these little contact books and everyone's writing their number down and stuff. I wonder how many people actually follow up with them.
Yeah, I don't even think I ever brought my book out. It's still sitting in the bottom of my drawer.
Yeah, I wonder what happened to my book. But my number's not the same from what it was when I first went in, and that's a number I would have gave out to people. Yeah. But now I get so many messages from people because I'm on social media. They're like, hey, do you remember me and this and that?
Do you remember them?
Yeah, I remember everyone. I don't respond to people that treated me like shit in there. But they're reaching out. They have the nerve to reach out. I'm like, hey, you remember me? I'm like, yeah, I remember you slapped the fucking glasses off of my face, you know?
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
I do, only because in there, it's like a different life than out here. In there, everyone's fighting for their life or fighting for their name in there. Like out here, it's a totally different world because everyone has their own life. So it's like, it's almost like a, who's doing better than who, or who can, I feel like that's where people share on social media, or if they really share like the raw truth about themselves, or they're just sharing like the good stuff about themselves. So I'm real big on, you see my posts that I make, I'm single. So I put that out there a lot, only because that gets you a lot of views. I don't date. I don't go out with people on, dating sites. I might be on the dating site, but I never message the people back. Or, it's just that, getting to know people in social media world.
Yeah, you're very, you're social.
Not really.
Well, that's how we connected.
I'm really not social. I'm social maybe by myself. That's the thing I've always fought for. So I have like from drug addiction. So I or my mouth will move sometimes and people will be like, oh, she's high. And I'm like, oh, no, I'm not. I get excited and that's just been a tick for me. And a lot of people that have went through drugs, and that have certain tics, it's helped me in the camera to actually learn how to talk without moving my jaw or talking a certain way.
So you get out of prison. Tell us the story after getting out. Do you reconnect with your kids right away?
Oh, yeah. I went straight home to my kids. My boys were probably 16 and 14. I went home. I stayed home for about 6 months, and then I started working painting houses with my friend. She had her own business painting, and I bought a car from her through work, and then I had gotten another job bartending. So I was like, I'll give this car to my son, and then I'll just buy me another car. And then I started bartending, and I travel all over the United States bartending, PGA golf tournaments, music festivals. It's definitely a different way of life, and I really don't know how I get through every day. But I just take the next step on whatever I have to do. I don't know. It's kind of hard to, sometimes I feel like I'm out of the person, like you don't know what you're doing after such trauma to yourself after an addiction.
What do you think was the hardest challenge of rebuilding life after prison?
Staying away from people, not getting close to a bad apple.
What do you do when you come across a bad apple, or even people from the past?
I don't. Like, people use AA. So I post a lot about, being sober and stuff. And people are like, oh, well, you should go to AA. Well, no, I don't need to go to NA or AA because I will meet a guy there and that will be my downfall. Men are my downfall.
Is it hard to stay sober and work in a bar?
No, I've never been big on alcohol.
Do you drink at all? Or?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I go out and I'll drink like if I'm going on a date or something. But as far as or I'm going out with a girlfriend, but as far as drinking every day, no.
Now that concept is kind of frowned upon in the sober community, right?
Yeah.
But
I mean, normal people that have never had a drug addiction, they have a drink every once in a while.
Yeah, that is true.
So if you can't learn that that's okay, or that it is okay to go have a drink.
And you had never had an alcohol issue?
No.
So aside from getting into working in bars, what else were you doing to rebuild your life?
Just working, staying home. My social media. The last 3 years, I've just started sharing on social media and sharing my life, and that people, because a lot of people from my hometown that seen me in my addiction, they, ran with me through the streets. So they're like seeing me now. And I just try to encourage people that like, you don't have to be that person. Like you can get over it. Like life does get better.
Do you find that restaurants discriminate someone based on a felony for employment, or?
Not in my line of work. I work at the Jaguar Stadium, the ViStar Stadium. One time at the ViStar Stadium when I first started working there, one of the bartenders told my boss, she was like, "She's on drugs." And my boss follows me on social media. And so my boss is like, "Tonya, I won't let you put you with her ever again." So I was like, "Okay." I mean, and now we're friends. Like now she follows me on social media. So that was kind of nice, but people judge by looks.
What do your kids think about your journey?
When my son graduated, my middle son, he said, "It's okay, Mom. Now you can start OnlyFans." I was like, no.
Do you have a really good relationship with them now?
Yes. My oldest, like I said, just went into the Air Force. Well, the new Space Force. Yes, I have the best kids ever. Like they don't resent me. And I'm lucky that I got out of prison at that time because like I had time to make it up to them before they had their mind made up of who I was as a person.
Do you feel like you still struggle to make peace with not being there for?
So my middle son, when I first came home, he said, "Mom, every time I ask you to do something, you have to do everything I asked because you've been gone for so long." And I have.
Did you see other women struggling to reconnect with their families that you were in prison with?
Yeah. Yeah, you get that a lot, like people not hearing, like the girlfriend I had, she didn't really get to talk to her son a lot. So it was kind of, you know. And then like her grandma raised her kid and her mom was in prison too. So it was kind of like, I don't know, it's just really weird. I never was brought up around this certain crowd of people. So all of their lives were a little, you know, kind of interesting to me. Um yeah.
Now, you said your dad was the strict one in the family. How did he feel about you going to
Oh
prison, your
gosh, I brought
addiction?
home the black baby. I mean, drug addiction and I got pregnant. And then I'm like, "Oh my God, I didn't know if it was gonna be white or black." I mean, because I was sleeping with a guy for money at the time, a white guy, and then my boyfriend was black. So when my baby come out, I was like, "Oh, I'm not rich."
And how's your relationship with your dad now?
Oh, great. Great. So good.
And your
So good.
mom?
Oh, yeah. Very good. They're so proud of me. Like, I don't know, my parents have just always been kinda hippie. Like, I have 2 older brothers. My oldest brother never had any kids or anything. So, he still struggles a little bit, but I think my dad and them have kinda always babied the firstborn. Yeah.
Do you find yourself thinking about moments from your addiction at all?
No, I just think about how I can be better.
Uh,
Like, how I can share more to keep people feeling like they have a way out or putting a smile on someone's face. That helps me with my addiction. I feel like social media has helped me with my addiction a lot because I feel like now I have something to stand up to. Like, I can't fall back now
Do you think that keeps you away from
so
having
much.
urgencies?
That is my social media is my NA.
It kind of, I guess, when you're public and you put it out in the world, that it holds you accountable.
Yeah.
And that
And that
doesn't just apply to, addiction. It's, weight loss could be a good one, or,
yes.
you know,
Yeah. I
not
have a
going
lot
back
of
to a
friends.
partner.
I have a lot of friends that are sharing their weight loss journey. And it's whatever you're trying to share, Some people like you have a podcast. Some people sell themselves, me. Some people sell a cleaning business or anything. That's one good thing about social media is you can go any avenue. Whatever you want to share, share.
Yeah, the hardest part is just putting yourself out there to that many people. And people will judge you in the beginning, but you push forward and you'll attract the people that are meant to be there.
Yes.
What advice would you give your teenage self if you were sitting across from her today before you ever got addicted to drugs?
Oh. Don't do drugs. Stay away from boys at a young age. Boys will tend to bring you down. Worry about yourself. Go to college. Don't run and try to fall in love.
Do you see yourself getting married, falling in love?
I've never been married. Yeah, maybe one day. It's going to take a lot.
I think the right person will come at the right time.
Yeah.
You don't want to close yourself off.
No.
You could always marry Maddie Ice if it doesn't work out.
Yeah, that'll work. Hey, Maddie.
Well, Tonya, I appreciate you coming on the show today.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.